Hi guys, so for today's video, it's obviously a Halloween video and it is a Wonder Woman look. I didn't want to go too cartoony, but I think it ended up happening anyways. But if you guys would like to see how I did this, please keep watching. I'm going to prime my face with this primer by MAC. It's called Time Check Lotion. This one is great because it really smooths out any lines or pores, and it also has some anti-aging ingredients in it. The only downside is that it kind of has a weird smell. Yeah, like that's not great. And I'm going to be putting on foundation like normal today. I'm going to be using MAC Studio Fix Fluid. I'm mixing two colors together. I'm mixing NC15 and NC20. I'm going to spray my beauty sponge with some Fix Plus. Now I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape, and this is in the color Light Sand, and I'm just going to use this under my eyes. I'm not taking this all over the normal areas that I would want to highlight, just because I'm probably going to be putting other colors on there. I am going to take a little bit of what is left on the sponge, and I'm going to put that straight on the center of my nose. To set that, I'm going to be using the HD e.l.f. Under Eye Setting Powder. So now I am going to set my face with the Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. Now to bronze, I'm going to be using a Hoola by Benefit. And I'm not going to be pulling it up onto my forehead like I normally would, just because I'm going to cover that with some face paint here in a second. But right now I'm just going to take it along the cheekbones, like right underneath where my cheekbones are at. And I'm going to kind of pull it up on the sides, but I'm not going to go all the way up. Now I'm going to squeeze the sides of my brush and just take it a little bit along the sides of my nose. I'm not going to do anything too intense. Right there, just a little bit. To start my brows this time, I'm going to be using the MAC Brow Set in Bold Brunette. I'm going to be using this first. And then I'm going to go back in with some powder and fill them in. I really enjoy doing this step first, and I think it's just because it adds texture to the brows and some color, obviously, so it makes filling it in with powder a little bit faster, I guess. Okay, so now to fill in my brows, I'm going to be using this brow powder by MAC, and this is in the color Lingering. I'm going to be using the darkest shade since I want this to be a little bit more dramatic than normal. So for my eyes, I'm going to go in with MAC Soft Brown all over my crease up to my brow bone. Off camera, I did go ahead and prime my eyes with MAC's 24-Hour Eye Base. Now I'm going to go in with Amberlights, which is also by MAC, and I'm going to put that all over my lid with a stiff brush. I'm actually going to go ahead and spray this with some Fix Plus just to make the shimmer stand out just a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and use the curve of the brush to create a curve on the eyelid, almost as if I was cutting the crease. I'm going to take my fluffy brush from before and kind of blend in the two colors just on the outer corner. Now I am going to take my Inglot gel eyeliner, and this is in the color 77, it's just the black one, and I'm going to create more of a dramatic wing. Now that my wings are done, I'm going to go ahead and take the same gel eyeliner I just used on this really teensy tiny brush from MAC. It's a 210. And I am going to go over the very top of where I had that gold, almost to like make a cut crease, but I want to do this really gently and really softly, and I'm kind of terrified. So they're uneven, but I think I can fix it relatively easy. I'm just going to bring this one up a little bit higher and see what happens. On this eye, I'm going to pull it up a little bit higher. On this eye, I'm going to pull it down a little bit higher. Wait, down a little bit lower. Now I'm going to go back in with my smallest angled brush and some black eyeshadow and kind of go over some of these like marks where the brush kind of skid a little bit. For that, I'm going to be using the black from my Karity palette. Again, from this Karity palette, I just used this dark brown color right here, and it is in the color Huntress. So now I'm going to take that on a small, dense brush. Just going to take that right underneath the eye, connecting it to that wing that I've made. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with an angled brush with this black color right here, and I'm going to put that also underneath my eye, just a little bit higher, not as far down as I did with the brown. Again, connecting it to the wing. I'm going to go back in and just kind of blend in the two with the same brush that I used for the brown. Now I'm going to put a white inside of the waterline. For whatever reason, I can't find any of my white eyeliners, so I'm going to take this palette right here. It is similar to the Makeup Forever Flash palette. I'm going to take this white and I'm going to put it in my waterline. I don't know if it's recommended for that area. I didn't even look, so if something happens, it's my fault. I didn't check. It'll be okay. Now that I look slightly terrifying, we can continue. Now I'm going to go ahead and inset that with the white shade from the Karity palette, and that is the shade Caress. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put on some mascara. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and throw on some lashes. I'm going to be using lashes by the brand Lash Kitty, and I'm going to be using the Elizabeth. Here's a better idea of what they look like. These are super big, super fluffy, so I'm going to throw those on and I'll be right back. Okay, so now those are on. They are super dramatic, super full, which is obviously what we're going for since it is a Halloween look. So I also extended this white eyeliner towards my nose a little bit. I don't want this to come off super cartoony, so I didn't do a whole lot of it and I didn't make it too bright. Now I'm going to be taking an Inglot brush and a little bit of this black from this palette right here, and I'm going to put it on the sides of my nose. A little bit crooked, that's okay because we want it to be a little bit imperfect. Now there, I put a little bit right there. Again, I'm not worried about it being perfect whatsoever. I'm going to go back in with some of the white on a tiny sharp brush again, and I am going to go right here on my nose. Now I'm going to take the black that I had just used, same brush, and I'm going to go right here underneath where I have my bronzer, like my contour. Just going to go straight underneath that. Okay, so now on just a little bit bigger of an angled brush, since I'm going over more surface area this time, I'm going to go right here along the sides of my jaw and my chin. Just kind of pulling it down through here. You don't want to go super high up on the face, but you also don't want to go so low that you like can't see it front on. So now I'm going to add a little bit of black right here to my chin in that crease right under the lip. Okay, and now I'm going to go back in with my white and go right underneath where that part is at. Now I'm going to make two marks right here above my eyebrows. In the moment of truth, I'm going to be drawing a little Wonder Woman mask on my forehead, and let's see how that goes. Okay, so there that is. It's not completely center, but it will do. So now I'm going to be taking this gold right here from the palette, and I'm going to be throwing it all over my forehead. So I'm going to take this gold right here. This is from a ColourPop palette. It's from the ColourPop Yes Please palette. And I'm going to put that all over where I just did the gold from my other palette. And this is just to like help it stick out a little better because the shine wasn't really coming off so much on camera. Obviously I can see it plenty in person, but it wasn't showing up too much on camera. So now I am going to put on this little star that I have created. I just printed out some stars and colored it red, and now I'm going to put on the tiniest drop of glue and slap it on my head. for my lips today, I'm going to be using this Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the color American Doll. First, I'm going to go ahead and prime my lips with MAC's lip primer like I do before every liquid lipstick. I'm going to line my lips with MAC's lip pencil in the color Cherry. So for the shading that I'm going to do on my lips, I'm going to go back to using the Inglot gel liner just because it's going to wear a lot longer than the base paint would. So now I have fully outlined my lip, and I'm going to go back in with the black that is in the palette, and I'm just going to take it on the edges, like the corners of my mouth, and I'm going to slightly blend it in towards the red. I'm going to take the white and I'm going to add it on different spots on my lips to make it look a tiny bit more cartoonish. Now I'm going to take the smallest amount of the black and highlight my Cupid's bow. So now I'm going to go over all of the black and the white in the look with different shadows from this Karity palette right here, and then I'll be back. So now I'm going to be using this highlight from MAC. It is in the color Double Gleam. It is this super intense white gold. To take another one from MAC that is called Show Gold. It's got a little bit of pink to it, and I think that might kind of tone it down a little bit, and it's still kind of like Halloween-ish since it does have some pink to it. Yeah, that's pretty. So here is the final look. I really hoped you guys liked it. If you did, please go ahead and leave a comment so I know. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe.